What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Today we're going to talk about another one of the things that should be avoided when you're in prison. I think this is part 4 now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of these in a playlist. That way anybody that missed any, once you click on one, the next video that should pop up on your feed should be one of the other videos in this series. Now, this one, I guess you could say it's not as dangerous as the other ones. But in a lot of ways, I beg to differ. And that's why it's on the list. This one's going to be about gambling. You know, a lot of people ask, well, what if a guy comes from this state to California or that state to California, or he's from this neighborhood that's out of state and he goes to California? And my answer is always the same. If you're doing time in California, as long as you're conducting yourself like a man, you're respectful in your interactions, you're going to be fine. I bring that up because if you sit down with any man or any men in prison and you're putting money on the line, that's a representation of who you are. The way you conduct yourself with that money, winning or losing, says a lot about who you are. Everybody wins now and then. A lot of people lose. I used to advise people, if you're going to go sit at the gambling table, do not gamble anything that isn't on your locker. If you know you got $100 on your shelf, whether it be cosmetics, food, whatever, and there's some people, when you sit down at a table, you ask them, and that's usually a poker table, and you ask them, do you guys accept CDs? They're going to want to know specifically. Most of us don't want CDs. But they're going to say, well, what are the CDs? And if you have some really good music, there might be some people that say, hey, we could do something with that, but there better not be a scratch. See, some people have a scratch CD, and then they'll be like, nah, it was good when I gave it to you. Now you're burning them, motherfucker. Not only are you burning them, but you're trying to play them. The gambling tables are rough because you could be sitting at the table with 4 or 5 killers and you may not know them good enough yet. And you're winning some money, but in the process of winning, you get a little bit big-headed. Then you start making little comments. Yeah, let me go ahead and get that, Holmes. That's all me right there. And you got a killer on the table with you. I'm not saying you ain't a killer, but you got a killer on the table with you who might be down 70, 80, 100 bucks. And he's looking at your stack, knowing that his 80 bucks, 70 bucks, 100 bucks, whatever it is in your stack. And you're talking about, yeah, let me get that, Holmes. That's all me right there. Inwardly, that vato is plotting on how he's going to take your win. He's plotting on what he's got to do to get you knocked down. Was that 70, 80, 100 bucks worth the enemy that you created? And let's be clear. You might get that dude for 100 bucks, right? And at the end of the yard, when everybody's paying, cashing out or cashing in, You pull that dude to the side and be like, hey, Holmes, look, I don't even want the 100 from you, eh? Can you cover 40? And depending on where that dude's head is, he may be grateful, but he may also feel even more disrespected. Like, motherfucker, you think I don't have $100 on my shelf? And it's another nail in the coffin. You have to make sure in prison. Like, I used to like going to the tables where you bring, it's cash and carry, right? You bring stuff out. Hey, Holmes, this is my buy-in. Boom, $10. All right, boom, boom. They count it up. They throw it in a bag. When they say equipment recall, that's usually 5 minutes left to yard. That's it. The table's over. Everybody cash in. How much you up? Boom. There you go. Hey, how much you up? There you go. The guy that's down, he already took off. In prison, the most dangerous things are the things you can't see. The things you should know are lurking. Plots that you know could be being planned based on an interaction with somebody. That's why when I was in prison, anybody that was on meth, stay the fuck away from me. You could see a homie like, hey, buenos dias, Holmes, how you doing? And he's twacked out. He's like, I'm good, Holmes, gracias. And he takes off. What he heard in his head was a sinister plot by you saying good morning the way you said it. It's crazy. What's that got to do with gambling? Nothing. But it has to do with the interactions that you have in there. Sometimes you don't know who's losing their mind in there. An interaction with anybody at any time can be interpreted a different way than you intended. And when you sit at a table and you're sitting with men that are losing money, you're engaging in some interactions that could be very unhealthy. Me, I used to gamble with the whites. Me in the woods, I had specific woods. We gamble all day. I used to gamble with the Asians. They had great money. But I knew who I was gambling with. If somebody sat down at a table, I'm gonna ask, hey Holmes, hey, is that your homeboy? Because if you tell me, yeah, you're co-signing for him. If I invite somebody to the table, say, this is my homie right here, he's good, Holmes. I'm co-signing for him. You get a stranger on the table, a homie that just got there, you don't know him. Nobody knows him. All you know is he's a homie. He's taking a big chance, and so is everybody else, man. So like I said, this may not be the deadliest of the deadly sins, but it is very dangerous. That's my video for today, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here.